Hey there, I'm Mr. Laggy, and welcome to The Portraits, which is a horror game set around portraits, which is something I haven't seen before, so I hope it's as good as it sounds. I was supposed to be home hours ago. This kind of reminds me of a old RPG Maker game already. It was a simple gig, but many hours away in a small town I've never been. A few hours into my ride back, my truck started acting up, and I had to stop by the mechanic. I spent an arm and a leg, but it seemed to be fixed, and it wasn't till 9 p.m. that they were done, with 6 hours left to drive. I continued the drive home, but all at once it hit me just how much I had been overworked lately. I was exhausted. I nearly swerved into oncoming traffic and realized I couldn't make it. I hit at least 3 kids on the ride home. There was only one hotel in this town, and it was being renovated, so I had to get an Airbnb. There was only one available, $130 a night, 4 fees and with a rating of 1.2 stars. Unbelievable, but can't be worse than some of the places I've stayed. I wouldn't say that. It was down a long, winding road in the woods. Eventually, the path narrowed so much that I couldn't take my truck any further. I followed the path another half mile until finally I see it. More a cabin than a house, really. I typed in the key code on the lockbox by the front door. After 3 tries it opened, and I grabbed the key, went inside and locked the door behind me. You like that censor that I just did there? That was really nice. It was my immediate response. Oh wow, this place looks awful already. I wouldn't want to be here. So, this game, oh wait, before I start talking, this is probably something I gotta read. Yep. Dear guest, welcome to our humble abode. Thank you so much for choosing to stay with us. You have full access to the kitchen, laundry, and anything in the fridge or pantry. Our casa is su casa. That's probably how you say it. If anything is wrong, please feel free to call us at 681-555-4321. You think that's a real number? Please contact us before you leave a review so we can earn that 5 stars. Not doing so strong, saying that you only have a 1.2 star, but I'm not going to question it. A few house rules. No shoes inside. Please leave them at the door. 2. Do not enter the door in the basement. Do not enter the door in the basement? Why? Is there something down there? I hope it's not moths. Please take any food with you. We don't want anything going bad in the fridge. Thanks, the Davidsons. P.S. On the off chance that the power is out when you get there, sadly our power company sucks, there's a backup generator in the basement. Did you not just tell me to not go in the basement? If it is out of fuel, there should be extra in the pantry. I feel like that's kind of counterproductive when you're like, whatever you do, do not enter the basement. But on the off chance that there's no power, please go into the basement. Turn it on. So this game wasn't okay, floors are creaky. This game was inspired by a creepypasta called The Portraits, which is, of course, the same name as this. And the creepypasta, if you don't know what it is, which I didn't know what it was until I looked at the store page for this game, it's a story about a hunter, I'm pretty sure. Oh my god, that is freaky. It's a story about a hunter who spends a long time outside, so he has to find some place to stay up for the night. And he finds oh my god, that is awful. But he finds a cabin to stay in. The door was like wide open when he got there, which should have been the first red flag, honestly. Somehow I get the feeling I would be dirtier after showering here, and I would not shower with that in there. But when he gets in the cabin, he notices that there are a lot of really well-drawn portraits, like really fleshed out portraits. What is the deal with this portrait? Why would they put up something so freaky and then have guests here? And the portraits, he felt like it was that's the basement. There's not even a door for the basement. But he felt like the portraits were looking at him. And after a while, he just went to bed. He ignored the portraits and went to bed. And then when he woke up, none of the portraits were there. There wasn't any portraits in the cabin at all, which I thought was really cool. Looking at this makes me feel ill. Me too. It may just be because I'm so tired and delirious, but this portrait is really making me uncomfortable. No matter where I go, feels like I'm being watched. See, you can very much see the similarities of the creepypasta. I don't know how well I explained it. You might need to read it yourself to actually fully understand, but that's it. I can't keep looking. I'm still staring at it. I'll make direct eye contact if I have to. What? I'm exhausted, but I should probably try to get the power on first. Okay. Note to self, don't. If I just stare at this for long enough, will I die? Okay. If I stare at any portrait in this room, the screen goes all weird. Okay. I hope there's not an actual monster in this game. Oh, it's happening to all the portraits. Okay. Well, time to go turn on the power, which I gotta find fuel for that. Which, oh, I thought that was a portrait. That's a ceiling light. Also, there is a door. Okay. Am I gonna wash my clothes in here? Am I gonna wash my portraits in here? I need to find fuel to fill it with. Hopefully none of the paintings have it. That would be awful. I don't want to look at any of them. I hope this game doesn't make me scream like a baby. Most horror games make me do that. There's a grotesque and pungent aroma coming from the fridge. It's disgusting. Really gross. I already locked the door. Good to know. Alright, where would fuel be? If you were to keep fuel in a house, would not keep it next to the freaky portraits, I would say. That's a bad idea. Oh, fuel. Okay. It's in the storage. Just make sure not to make eye contact with any of these paintings. Make sure to not run into a monster. Okay. I filled it with fuel and turned it on. Whoa, that's not good. Why would the light be red? And why did that sound like a chainsaw starting up? Just don't look at any of the paintings, and I'm gonna enjoy a nice nap. I can't sleep with these creepy portraits staring at me. I'm trying to ignore them, but it's getting in my head. I'll just rest my head face down and not look at any of it. Honestly, I'd feel this. You couldn't pay me enough money to sleep in this house. My stomach is suddenly killing me, and all the portraits are still here, and they're freaky to look at. Well, that's new. Wait a minute, he's gone. Oh no. Oh no. Yeah, okay. Yeah, yeah, I don't, It's coming, but don't look at me like that with your weird, flashy red eyes. Okay, if I turn to my left, where does it sound like that? Why is there static coming from there? It's coming from the fridge. Wait, is the sink on? God, this isn't awful. I'm very tense, I guess. Unnerved. Ready to eat a full, uncooked can of beans. All three. Okay. Guess if you're hungry, the basement's the best option. Maybe. Okay, don't look at that one. That one's probably actually gonna kill me if I look at it for long enough. Oh, maybe I need to use the bathroom next to the creepy portrait. Okay. Yeah, I can't shit with the door open. I get performance anxiety. I also just realized that I bleeped out that first word. Never, it doesn't matter. Wow. I enjoy this. You come here often? Yeah, I'll take that as a yes. You hear about Stacy recently? I can't do this with the damn portrait. Who puts these up in my room? Uh, why is my head slowly turning to the right? I'm not doing this, by the way. My hand is completely off the mouse. I'll even clap. I hope you heard that. Wow, this is a really interesting shower. I should keep looking this way and not turn around. It seems like my head's getting faster. You thought. Got you. Uh, no, 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 no. Look away! Look away! Oh god, there's someone coming. Oh, that's, sorry, I'm using the bathroom. Oh, I don't get that freaky thing when I look at this guy anymore. Who is in here with me? Probably this guy, if I had to guess. He looks like he'd be in the same house as me. Just look at his face. Oh boy. I can't wait to go back to bed. Is the guy back in the painting now? Oh my god. Cool, time to go to bed. Can't go back to bed until I make sure it's safe. You're not gonna question that? I clearly looked straight at that painting. You are like, well, that guy was gone for a second. I feel like that should have been the first thing you noticed when you woke up. Like, oh wow, this painting is missing the guy that was inside of it. None of these portraits, like, make my eyes go crazy, so maybe I just have to find the one that does. The game of Where's Waldo. Kinda reminds me of the Where's Waldo SCP. You know about that one? The creepy one? To where if you find him, you die? It's like the worst game of hide and seek ever. Gee, pretty soon I'm gonna have to call in the mystery gang. Help me figure this out. Or do I check the front? Oh my god. It was right in front of me the whole time. So something wasn't here. Looks like it left. Probably not. Maybe it's just trying to get you. Oh god. If there's something in my room, I'm gonna scream like a baby. Okay, cool. Nothing in my room. Time to go to bed. It isn't safe to go outside. I'll have to wait till morning. No. Okay, actually, who am I to question your reasoning? They're still looking at me. How do you know that? You're asleep. Or are you? Can't wait to wake up and find none of the portraits in this house. Okay, it's going red. I think I'm dying. Is that sunlight already? Where's it coming from? Uh, outside? Oh, this place looks great. These were windows. I have to get out of here. Ooh! Oh, that's how the creepypasta went. It turns out the portraits were windows the whole time. Okay, I'm sprinting away. I slam the door behind me and run as fast as I have in my life. Who phrases it like that? I sped forward down that winding path, nearly tripping on the trail, all while hearing the footsteps of something following. Suddenly, I hear more and more footsteps, and strange inhuman gurgling. Finally, I see my truck in the distance. I fumble with the keys, but I get in, unlocked, and hop in. Oh, get it unlocked, not in. I slam the keys into the ignition and turn them. Start. Go, my noble stallion! I see eyes in the distance, those same horrible portraits closing in slowly behind the trees. Go, giddy up, whatever, go, noble steed. Inspired by the creepypasta, the portraits. I wonder if there was other endings to that, because the window broke and I kind of just booked it for the front door. But if you stayed there, would you actually die? Oh, hey, I can actually press this to read the original creepypasta. The game was inspired by a creepypasta I once read by the name of The Portraits. The author is unknown. This will probably give you a clear story to it. There was a hunter in the woods who, after a long day hunting, was in the middle of an immense forest. It was getting dark, and having lost his bearings, he decided to head in one direction until he was clear of the increasingly oppressive foliage. After what seemed like hours, he came across a cabin in a small clearing. Realizing how dark it had grown, he decided to see if he could stay there for the night. He approached and found the door ajar. Nobody was inside. The hunter flopped down on the single bed, deciding to explain himself to the owner in the morning. As he looked around, he was surprised to see the walls adorned by many portraits, all painted in incredible detail. Without exception, they appeared to be staring down at him, their features twisted into looks of hatred. Staring back, he grew increasingly uncomfortable. Making a concerted effort to ignore the many hateful faces, he turned to face the wall, and exhausted, he fell into a restless sleep. Face down, in an unfamiliar bed, he turned, blinking in an unexpected sunlight. Looking up, he discovered that the cabin had no portraits, only windows. Which, that creepypasta was, like, it was very short, but it was, like, really good at getting the point across, you know? Like, it's something you wouldn't really expect. But I didn't expect it when I read it first. I was like, whoa, what? They were windows? Alright, so I'm back here, and I'm gonna see if there's actually something different that happens if you don't run immediately. There's a nice glass breaking sound, I guess. If I go to the basement, is there anything? Oh my god! Oh, it's the thing. Hello. That's nice to see you, I guess. Can I juke him? Nope, that's a nope. Oh my god, hey! You scared me. Well, that was The Portraits, a horror game about people who were actually just standing at your window all night. I think this game was pretty cool. The images were pretty freaky. When it, like, distorted your vision, that was kind of unnerving. When you, like, stared at a picture for too long. I really liked how it would slowly turn your head toward the portrait, and it would slowly get faster and faster. I also like how this game took it a step further than the creepypasta by making the things actually break into the house or chase you to your car, depending on if you actually left the house. And the creepypasta was honestly really good. I'm surprised I've never heard of it. I used to be really into creepypasta, and this is one of the better ones that I've seen, I would have to say. Like, I really enjoyed just the portraits. But that'll be all for now. So see ya.